Decision time will come out after this last ban, and it's the Spirit Breaker removed for Newbee, who are lacking an offlaner.
Radiant team pick.
Clockwork in the pool, not so good against Queen of Pain. Can be decent against Tusk Undying, but I wouldn't say great. What else comes to mind for you guys? Any offlaners for Newbee? I mean, unless they want to run an offlane Bane and go full secret on us.
That'd be the secret way. Not entirely sure. I wonder if even... I don't think Newbee would consider dodging the Tusk Undying and going offensive trialing, but Clockwork is just such a strong, stable offlaner. Always look towards him, but I think the Spirit Breaker band's nice. I think it would have been better than the Clock just because of his durability, his just high effective HP, good armor. He can actually fight pretty well early into the Tombstone, more so than maybe a Clockwork can. Doesn't need as many levels before he can get active on the map, but...
I'm really thinking a Storm for CDEC could be a possibility, or... What do you think? What do you think of an Ember? Is that too weak in the laning stage here?
Ember's great, I think. They can safe lane the Ember if they want to, and...
Because I'm just looking at Newbee, their only lockdown is a Bane. Yeah. That's all they got.
It suits the CDEC style, mid-game fighting. You get an Ember Spirit online around the time he hits level 9, level 10, and just take fight after fight. Great chasing potential, and you combine that with the Queen of Pain, the Tusk, you are going to just be running Newbee down.
Oh, Newbee, they want to shore up this team fight. They're worried about the Tombstone Snowball. Last hero I'll throw out there, Templar Assassin. It's a Shiki special. Maybe they run the aggressive Queen of Pain safe lane.
Yep.
I feel like it's going to be one of those three, though. Storm, Ember, or the TA. Do you agree with that? And if so, do you favor any of those?
I really like the idea of the Ember Spirit. I think it's just such a good mid-game fighting tempo controller hero, and it also can be something you fall back on and just kind of turtle up for the late game. But
it is the TA.
TA comes out, and
it gives them a little more Roche potential. That was one area we're lacking with a potential Ember pick.
Yeah. A bit more reliable late game too, just having huge burst damage and just that insta solo kill potential for the Ember Spirit. He much like the TA, you need the items, but Ember Spirit, it's not like you just go in and you instantly get a kill. It's like you've got to slide a fist 2-3 times, and then maybe you found someone. But
and now they get to run their Queen of Pain safe lane for aggressive. Yeah. This is going to be tough times for June, and if CDEC have their wits about them, I wouldn't be surprised to see a very early ward planted in the Ancients just to prevent any catch-up Dota from June in the mid-game.
So I imagine we'll see quite a bit of time from Q, the Witch Doctor, spend in the mid lane, kind of just harassing the SF as well this game. Once you, Queen of Pain can do just fine against the Tidehunter, so... Will be an interesting laning stage here, and one where I think CDEC do have a slight edge. And you've got a Tusk Undying. If you haven't got an edge in the laning stage, you're doing something.
Something has gone horribly wrong. So.
Oh, they got 2 mangoes too. Laning stage secured. He who has the most mangoes wins the laning stage.
Well, with this duo, I mean, the mango is no joke, especially on the Undying. Bundy. Dirty old man. Here we go. CDEC Dire side leading 1-0 in the 2-game set. A win here gets them pole position in Group B with 9 points right up there. And I think even surpassing EG through the first 4 games. Now, of course, they still have to play EG, so that could quickly change. And apparently EG looking good so far in today's opening action versus eHome. But Rabbit will be defending this bottom lane for Newbee. He'll be on the Razor. Banana, your Bane, also a Mango Boy. Moo playing the Shadow Fiend, and Sanctchain handling the Dazzle. Up towards top, June on an old stable hero, an RRTK special, the Tidehunter. As for CDEC, the XC Tusk is in the field. Garter handling the Undying. Shiki, the Templar Assassin. Q, the Witch Doctor. And then Aggressive, the Queen of Pain.
Always fun when both teams go for the same bounty rune, and that's exactly what the two teams are gearing up for, a 4v4 engagement.
Is there any way Newbee can win this? Oh, he has taken Decay already. Let's see, does he get the 2-hero Decay? He's trying to find it. They're being patient with this one. Off the back come the Razors, but they go in with the Ice Shards and they start to engage. A lot of damage to him, but Rabbit's the focal point here. Can they club him down? One more auto attack would do it. They don't have the damage. Meanwhile, Shadow Fiend forcing Shiki back, but he's got Refraction soon. Rabbit able to salve up. That regen forced out off the bat, and nobody dies just yet.
Dead LD, what's going on here?
He didn't take Tombstone, man.
Decay for sure. Decay for sure. It's the snowball you could maybe consider there, but they get the first blood.
And he salved
They didn't disappoint us.
The lane is a train wreck now. They've even got their mango still available.
Mango shards. No, the shards on cooldown. He'll wait. He actually has mana for his shards now.
Oh. Now this bottom lane gets fun, and the first blood goes to the Undying, so off the bat, he's got boots, he's got a Decay stack to enter the lane with, and Rabbit is out a salve. And you need your regen versus this lane. That's also basically a stick for the Tusk of XC if he wants to pick it up.
Now, the one thing, just having 4 heroes that did do it, protected their pull camp. They're going to be able to... This is the crucial thing. Even though you're in a 3v2, you've got to pull, you've got to just deny experience, prevent the level. Like, the level 2 Undying, suddenly you throw Tombstone in the mix. Level 3, you've got another point in Decay or Tombstone.
Jesus, it's 2 nukes, running for his life, 2 tangos left. And now they're going to go to the pole camp.
So Undying got first blood, which means we could be in for a fast Arcane Boots here, depending on how they want to distribute the farm.
Maybe they just even quickly roll swap until he gets the Arcanes, because once this lane gets the mana regen, there's just no stopping them.
They're coming in, just making sure they can contest these pulls as much as possible, but pesky stuff here as Gardo and XC are going to have to just flip around the lane. So this is... It's still not going to be a... I don't think they're going to get a lot of kills here as the Tusk Undying, because unless they can really catch someone out of position going for the pulls, but they're going to look to just get as much in the way of levels and then try and have a rotation come their way to make something happen. Guard is actually going to be stacking Ancients as well for the TA, which is a move I like, especially against a tri-lane when you can't get kills and you can't contest the lane too well. You can make sure the TA has a great mid to late game.
June will grab a bounty, but Tusk gets a haste, and they've got eyes on Shang.
He won't be able to get much with this.
Say that, but I've seen enough of these Tusk Undying lanes that I never rule anything out.
It's wearing off already.
It's gonna... yeah, that's right. It did get nerfed with the duration.
The new haste rune duration means if you're not bottling it, you're not getting much done with it. It's...
They don't really need to, though, because look at the other lanes right now. In the mid lane, it's a 9-4 advantage for Shiki, and he's going to continue to at least stay even here. And in the top lane, I mean, my God, gods, 12 and 12, 13 and 12. June's got nothing but Ancients, and it's only 2.5 minutes in.
He's going to have a tough time, and that's the beauty of the Queen of Pain safe lane. It's kind of talked about this in some of our games where there just seems to be a very small pool of safe lane carries you could pick, and Gyrocopter seems to be the main one. And that's where teams aren't really running safe lane carries. They're running heroes like Queen of Pain, Storm Spirit. There's been more Storm and Queen of Pain in the safe lane than there has been, like, Spectres or whatever. I mean, there hasn't been any Spectres for one thing, but, like, just your traditional safe lane farmers have disappeared, and Queen of Pain and Storm have taken over the safe lane. Lina has taken over the safe lane. Silencer has taken over the safe lane in the case of Voda's Pro. There's just... It's these Intel semi-carries, which the heroes you run in the farming role nowadays.
Just look at the gold. It's almost a 1750 gold lead. We're 3.5 minutes in. Everyone's farming on CDEC. They're winning all 3 lanes here, I mean, to be totally honest about it. And the Tidehunter, although he has a double stack of Ancients, he's nowhere near being able to farm this, and even the supports are being denied their experience because CDEC just waltz in, suck it all up, the 2 bruisers stand there and just leech everything they get. Well, Newbee, not having the kind of start, you see a Razor first pick and you're like, okay, these guys want to secure their lanes, but that has not been the case.
And they've got Ancients being stacked. Triple stack already for the Templar.
And here comes the fight. Let's get ready to rumble! CDEC jumping in, the Tombstone drop. They try to focus it, but Aggressive's here already! He's here in 4 minutes! It's a
He's level 5!
He's ganking anyway! Rabbit's down! Banana on the run!
You can't be serious!
CDEC quad lane bottom to Newbee's dismay. They're gonna give up 3 kills. Can't even Nightmare deny. I don't think anybody at this event has been ready for this team.
Where's this Quap come from? He's level 5. It's not like he's just... Like, you hit 6 as a Quap, you get Sonic Wave, you're like, yep, I'm going to TP into a lane. Let's go for a gank now. No, he's level 5. His lane was empty. He's like, this is boring, guys. I don't hit creeps. I hit heroes. I'm going to TP bottom, because he'd had an empty lane for 2 minutes. Does allow, Dazzle TP's top and takes a few CS, Ty gets a few CS. Who cares? You just got 3 kills for your team. That was... the best rotation I've seen all TI5.
I think if you're pubbing, you're just like, why is there a Quap in my lane right now? You know, just like, what is this hero doing here? But, I mean, CDEC, they know what they're up to. With this draft, they saw the early advantage, and the second there's an opening, they pounce. And because Newbee's tri-laning, it's just like there's 3 heroes concentrated in a nice small area. It's easier to farm the kills. You don't have to move around as much, so... Oh boy. Alright, gods, if you're Newbee... What's the game plan? What's the game? Hey, okay. You're the analyst, man. I gotta ask you.
You got to stack lots and lots. You've got to get some levels on your Tide. Unfortunately, the Ancients have been blocked. You want to unblock that as soon as possible, and Moo needs his stacked stacks in the jungle as well. This is going to turn into stacked Dota. Farm up the mech on Shadow Fiend, farm up whatever you can on Tide, and then group up and fight around the Tide Ravage. That is the general game plan here. They can't afford to give up too many more kills. They can't let CDEC snowball here. And also, they need to block these Ancients.
Look what's happened. Already a sentry's down. Not only are they dominating the lanes, but they're not losing their composure or losing sight of the big picture, which is there's a Tide in this game. He's pretty bad in the lane against Quab, so he's probably going to the Ancients. Only the single stack, but no more stacks to come until this gets dewarded. This team is they're just on top of Newbee. They've got him hook, line, and sinker, and now there's a jump on Moo mid. Shiki deploying an additional trap, and he's going to go, forcing out the TP. And as this TP is forced out, there may be a dive on the bottom lane. They know that they're -1 support here. Get ready for a snowball from XZ. Q swinging around. There's no Radiant Vision of this rotation any moment now. If there's a cask opening, they may just go. And I'm looking at Newbee right now. They've got a TP on Rabbit, and he's already here. This could be a tower dive.
Oh, Aggressive has a TP.
There you go.
As well.
Snowball, jump in again, Tombstone deployed. Who's going to focus it? Rabbit is stealing damage here, but they continue to chase with the Sigil and going anyway. Nice grave. Rabbit up to 84 damage, but he's still TPing out. He can't take the heat. He's got to run. It leaves Sang-Cheng to the Wolves. No grave, no TP. They just clobber him. Death by zombie. A horrible way to go, but better than losing your Razor. I mean, that was just inevitable once the TP was forced mid.
Yeah.
They just know how to pull Newbee around the map.
Now they start getting up the deep wards, and the Newbee, there's no real answer to that kind of play. You feel like you have to TP mid to protect your Shadow Fiend, which is the right call, but at that point you've almost got to just abandon the bottom lane, and then you're giving up a tier 1 tower. So CDEC are the ones who are going to just keep getting further and further ahead. For Newbee, it's all about efficiency. How can they get the most out of what little farm and space they have on the map? And it's going to be tricky for them. The Tide needs levels before it can really contribute. Not just talking about Ravage, but getting levels in Anchor Smash so he can farm these stacks.
Well, speaking of farming stacks, that's what Shiki's doing right now. He's going to walk down to the river. He gets slept, but he's already refracted. There will be a bounty rune grab by Moo, but the lanes are over now. Garter is just going to march on towards Moo. He rotates in. They've got the Bane up on the high ground, looking for the snowball opportunity. Everybody get on board. Snowball surrounded, dead. And more. They want more. Ice Shards also going to block up a Nano. Beautiful catch. He panics and pops the smoke. That's not going to save you, Bubba. And down he'll go as well. Again and again, the brutal early game of CDEC paying off here. You can ban the Gyrocopter. You can try to ban the Bounty Hunter, but then you give them some other offensive powerhouses, and they just start playing Newbee like a fiddle.
This team is not a one-trick pony. They've got plenty of heroes in their arsenal, and it's very much like they kind of substitute things as needed, but then they maintain the same playstyle, and it's a sight to see so far.
Newbee is definitely doing everything they can, but I mean, there's just not much. Yeah. They are going to have Ravage soon. That could be a game changer, potentially. They've got the level 4 raises. But there's so many things that can go wrong here. If there's a heal that comes out, if the Undying's able to just drop the Tombstone in a great location, it may not matter if you hit the full combo perfectly.
They've got vision of the Dire Ancients, but I would have much preferred to see them to have blocked off the Dire Ancients and...
Oh, the Dire Ancients, yeah.
Like Newbee came, put down a ward, and it's like they want to maybe contest and go for kills, but when they're in such a defensive position, I think you just block it, because they've just stacked it twice, and at this point the ward is just watching them stack. By the time he farms it, it may have even expired.
There's your shards. Rampant able to retreat away. 4 of the top 5 heroes when it comes to net worth, all on the side of CDEC. And when it comes to the mighty battle of the 5 position supports, a 1 creep advantage for Q. Proudly marching around with a pair of boots. They hold the lead. 4K gold, 10 minutes in, only 2K experience. We do have this big team fight that they want to put to use, but the Rune of Trouble. Shiki picking up a haste rune here. Looks like he wants to clear the Ancients now. He's going to start working on the side blades. They'll give the mid lane to Q. Try to get him his experience.
This is where... what does this board get you? Can you come in and contest this? You've got to commit 4 or 5 heroes if you want to...
He's got a haste. They need like a 5-hero smoke.
They TP'd in the
with
tie.
a Ravage. They got to commit everything for this.
Yeah. They can't... Well, they can steal the Ancients if they get low.
He's got stick as well. This is so tough for Newbee to get in, and Shiki's already dropped a trap. He's already seen the Bane. It's too late.
Yep.
And now they're going to counter-gank this. June is in front. He might find the 2-hero Ravage, but Garter, if he gets down the Tombstone, is going to completely ambush this gank. No Ravage yet. Where's the Tomb? Drops it quickly, and now immediately Shiki on the hunt looking for Saint Chain. They try to focus the Tomb down. They do get it quickly. The shards are coming through. June's held the ultimate. This is about as good as it's going to ever get for Newbee. They bring down the Queen of Peanut Aggressive. Buyback for the Witch Doctor. There's your punch. Dropping Moo in position. He requiems. He holds the line for now. He's kept alive for ages, in fact. Still pops like a pinata, a 2 for 2. Banana will be the third man down. Maybe he can get the neutral to die simultaneously. Garter running for his life from Rabbit, but the Plasma Field's on cooldown for quite a long time. He's going to have to give up. The triple goes the way of XZ. A 3 for 2 at the buyback, but the Ancients are secured for CDEC. That's about as good as it could possibly get for Newbee.
And they threw everything in. It was the smoke gank towards the Ancients, the Tide Ravage, all the ultimates coming out, and it was barely a break-even. If anything, it's a CDEC favorite exchange.
And that exchange, the fight recap, didn't count the Ancients, and it didn't count that kill that just came about. So even then, you're still looking at a 1 to 2K gold swing favoring CDEC, and now, gods, they've got a minute and a half with no Ravage to start making moves.
Yeah. And Aggressive only barely went down in that exchange too. It was like mid-blink out when a Plasma Field caught him, which was a bit unfortunate. It looked like he was going to live.
And they're going to steal the Ancients. CDEC are just...
There's no Ravage.
They are just choking Newbee out everywhere they move. Ready to team fight, ready to pressure early, playing the economy game, warding the Ancients. They're the full package right now. But they might have to be careful here. Q is dropping fairly quickly to that initial Plasma Field. As Rabbit tries to latch on, stealing XC's damage, he might be able to finish off Q. Aggressive in position to slow him down. Can get off the Shadow Strike. Newbee, 5-manning their own Ancients just to hang on. But I think CDEC want to go. They've got a Snowball at the ready. Walrus Punch prepared. In come the shards. It blocks everybody out. And there's no Ravage. They need this Anchor Smash at the very least. Aggressive still looking for the opening with the ult. It's on cooldown for 20. Snowball forward. Punching Moo up in the air. As Shiki annihilates him and then goes back for a bit more. The Grave of Saint Chain is going to fight Rabbit too. Somebody deal with this Templar Assassin. No, they can't. XZ has the shards. It's 4. About to be 5 if he can secure the banana kill and without a TP. I'm not sure where he's going. The scream, the ball, self-nightmare, denying, uppercut, see ya again! 5 dead. A slaughterhouse with CDEC's name written all over it. This is just a tour de force from this team.
This is how you play the Tusk Undying. That is just a sight to see. Newbee make kind of the right call, I want to say, focusing down the Tomb, but while that's happening, there's a 70 HP Witch Doctor getting off like a full duration Death Ward on them. There's just too many problem spells and heroes going on. There's the Tombstone you got to focus. There's the Death Ward you have to cancel. There's a TA who's just doing so much damage just by being level 11 at this stage of the game and having Max Refraction and Meld taking out heroes so damn quick in these fights, and Newbee just don't have enough answers to all the problems that CDEC are throwing at them.
It would be one thing if they were just like dominating that bottom lane, but I mean, it's everything. It's the Ancients being warded early, the quick rotations from Aggressive, the well-placed traps by Shiki giving them vision, the willingness to go steal the enemy Ancients, fighting whenever the Ravage is down. Last game, avoiding fights when the global silence that they had was down.
Dire's structures are fortified.
They are playing complete Dota right now. Here we go. Newbee reduced to the 5-man, it feels. 4 mid, 1 top, so not a full 5-man, but that man of Caustic Rabbit, who's way off on his own. He's got the stick charges as well as the drum. He's not even going to bother using a drum for this. And now mid, Requiem was thrown out. Shiki refracts and is going to survive. They even committed a Ravage just to try to get Port Q, who's surrounded by this, but Garter has dropped the Tombstone. Moo Graved held, kept alive for now. Shiki trying to decide who he wants to kill first. He wants the Bane. He almost gets the Shadow Fiend. Sang-Ching to fall as well. And Newbee routed again, and with the ults on cooldown, it's Roche time for CDEC. Into the pit, and onto an Aegis.
Yeah, that was a great time for Shiki to have a double damage. Not that I think it was really even the deciding factor, but it just made things that much easier for CDEC. Not to mention that much easier to follow it up with a Roche. The item advantage is just getting nuts at this point. You've already got a mech up on your support Undying. XC on the Tusk has a Blink, earn an Arcane Boot. Q's got a Medallion. TA's Desolator just 50 gold short now. Everybody is just packing heat.
Oh my goodness, does he almost have a Deso?
Oh, and there's the Orchid. So there's an Orchid on Quap and a Deso on TA. 15 minutes in the game, you've got problems.
they can't do anything now. They can just silence the Dazzle. He'll never get a Grave off. They can blow up any of these cores in a quick combo, like a snowball in with these items. Even if they turn with the Ravage, they just can't kill the Tombstone either. It's just so chaotic when... I feel like that's one of the big things with the Tusk. He snowballs in, and you don't see the Tombstone when the fight starts. It just suddenly pops up while you're already running for your life, and you can't run from it, and you just can't focus it off the bat. It's going to be tough for Newbee to take these fights, so they try to split push again.
They may be forced to defend high ground here. Is the Deso on the... Yeah, Deso's on the Korea, so that's going to arrive with the Orchid. I think they just push high ground. That's
you go high ground here.
Even if you're not actually getting a lane of Rex, you're forcing Newbee to come TP back in defense.
If they wrote it down, Gods, they know there's 40 seconds until a Ravage. There is a glyph, but they can at least force it out.
Oh, that's brutal.
That feels like an Aeon.
Ravage needs to like get in front and try and static link Shiki, but you put yourself in so much danger to do so.
Now CDEC could overextend here. They do have to be careful not to start diving tier 4s. That's where the combo of Newbee can get scary. A long duration static link and potential for big AoE plays. But Moo is just going to split push. He's always been a calm and steady presence for this team.
CDEC, they're going to back off.
They play it safe.
That's the thing. This team, as aggressive as they can be, they're so disciplined.
They just flip the switch. You know, it's like, okay, now we're going to dive you to your well, and now we're just going to farm on our side of the map and have wards everywhere.
They're really good at just picking their moments of when to be aggressive, and then they see Newbee kind of posturing to make a traditional high ground defense that could cause them some problems. They say, yeah, let's just wait. TAs, yeah, we've just got our Deso Orchid, like we've hit our first big item timings, but these are item times which are going to allow us to dominate a fight on an even playing field. We don't want to risk it going high ground until we have a BKB or Templar Assassin.
Back to the Ancients, the site of many a destructive Newbee engagement. This time, there's no contest. CDEC get it for free.
Yep. And they'll probably just start working away at these tier 2 towers. Much easier to
even a tier 1
pressure
top.
them.
A freebie if they want that.
Oh gosh.
Shiki could just solo that.
Getting ahead of ourselves talking about high ground sieges perhaps when there's tier 1s.
I mean, honestly,
top lane, Moo.
In trouble.
Vizrin.
He does have the Envis and no detection.
Middle tower is under attack.
They may be considering fighting this. They do have a full duration feed script, but Shiki, the Aegis carry, not the hero you want to go on. XC throwing out the shards here, blocking Banana out of his own base. It's safe. Ooh, still strutting around Invis towards the top side of the map. CDEC just waiting and farming. It looks like Shiki's blink should come soon. Maybe he goes BKB, but when you're ahead like this, it feels like the blink is the item.
Yeah, I think
he's going to have it soon.
The blink, and then you get your BKB later, and that's probably like around the time of the second Roshan, and you can go for a high ground push with the blink plus BKB. Magical TADD rune is also spawned for him, awaiting at the bottom river.
At your service, sir. That plus the blink might actually just be a high ground push. They will be lacking the Aegis, though. That's the one unfortunate thing here for CDEC.
Yes, still plenty of towers to grab, and even like there's just more items, more levels. Like you're Undying, hanging a level 2 ultimate, getting another point in the Soul Rip can be handy. Witch Doctor's still just level 8, so.
Well, they are using the map well, but finally Newbee want to get out. Shiki dropping a trap here. Bring 4 around. Have a smoke. No smokes for Newbee.
Ooh, Moo. Almost got hit by the snowball during that TP.
Close call. He's close to a BKB here. That could be an item that allows them to turn this a bit, but there are answers for BKB. There's a Death Ward, the Tusk Uppercut, the zombie slow going through BKB.
TA in general.
Yeah, I mean, it still helps,
yeah,
but it's not a full solution.
It's still the only real item you can go for here as a Shadow Fiend, yeah.
CDEC, they roll up the tier 1 top lane. They press forward onto the tier 2.
This is maybe a more handy item. The Tide Blink comes up for June, so Blink Ravage, SF probably will go for a Blink after his BKB just so we can get that instant follow-up, and that's when Newbee kind of have some hope for their team fight. Blink Ravage followed up by Blink Requiem, and then you get Rabbit running in looking to clean up. Still some ways off, and still kind of wishful thinking when you talk about it that way. But
XZ is hunting Banana. He's hungry, wants a snack. Uppercut, there's the cast, the Maledict, and maybe a self-deny. No, he tries to sleep XZ. That's not going to work. And down he goes. So a quick kill. Just map control maintained for CDEC while they await this next rush.
Tusk is 2.6k. That's
what's the build here? Shadow Blade. You get like a pipe.
I think you Well, you've already got the mech, so utility's okay.
Undying.
So that's the thing. You've already got all your utility items. You've got the mech. You've got the medallion, which will probably...
You don't even need a Deso, which is normally like the carry Tusk build, but...
yeah, I'm trying to... Like a like, do you rush a Lotus Orb or something? Do you need a... You don't really need a Lotus Orb this game. Maybe a Vlad's. Vlad's would be good.
Vlad's would be pretty good. I like that.
But depends how much of like a damage DPS threat he feels like he needs to be. And I would say he doesn't need to be a damage threat at all. He can go absolute complete utility. Lincoln's is a possibility if you're worried about a Fiend's Grip or something, but even that's like too big of an item for this early on in the game. He goes Shadowblade, so run around, more mobility. It's so early on to buy it, and Newbee is so poor that having to buy sentries and detection is just going to be another hit to their economy.
We've hit a very dank score here, Gods. Not sure if you caught that, but
ooh,
it's
I trust that's what you're here for.
It's
LB.
a meme lord's dream right now. They're probably hoping there's no more kills, but I don't think CDEC are going to answer their prayers soon enough with this next Roche respawn. They'll be looking to really take the next level of objectives. For now, it's just consistent gold being accrued, slowly pulling ahead. It was a Shadowblade, and move just to let him know that there is a Tusk on the prowl. I'll punch him in the jaw.
So CDEC, yeah, kind of definitely slowed things down here. Another double damage rune spawning, although they don't have vision on that one. And Cheeky heading down there. He's just been farming Ancients all day long. The Radiant Ancients, his own Ancients. The gold advantage is just getting bigger and bigger in CDEC's favor, and this is going to become a big problem for Newbee.
And this time there's a DD rune with Roche potentially respawning soon. Newbee do finally make their move. They've got a plate mail up on Rabbit. Some pretty cost-effective items here picked up across the board. They can get that Dream Ravage, quickly blow up a couple supports. Just might be a chance, or at least that's what they think. But with top lane pushing, CDEC are just ready for this move. It's almost too predictable, and now it's their turn to smoke and their turn to rush down mid. I think they even saw Banana retreating.
Yeah, they'll see heroes spawn at top, so now they can kind of plan where they want to go based on this. Maybe just look to get some map control. Well, you ideally don't want just map control. You want to find some pickoffs here, but there's a lot of wards floating around here, and they've got a gem to deal with them.
You're talking about wards. CDEC want wards, and they also want to dive. They're primed to pounce on the banana. Sentry will go down first here, and now they look for Moo. Shards come in. It's a double D ward. Both teams losing theirs. Sentry for an obs.
Yeah, so the gem on Q... A nice little pickup. You want to just starve Newbee, keep them in their base, prevent them from being able to get too much done. Unfortunately, they missed the Radiant Observer on Cliff, and Dire Ward that you planted deep got immediately dewarded, so... Small warding victory for Newbie, let's say. That's about all the victories they're getting right now.
Trading a sentry for an observer, and actually they had to plan a second one, so it was 2 sentries for an observer. I mean, that is about all they can count on right now. Anything more is going to require some serious outplay. They are waiting for the runes now, and while CDEC waiting for the Roche respawn, they've got a trap in the pit. They've got wards surrounding it.
I'd love to see Shiki just go
straight Daedalus.
Straight Daedalus, yeah. Like with an Aegis especially, just go ballsy. Straight Daedalus. Yeah, there's Ravage, Requiem, but
and you know he's going to get the Aegis. I mean, the chances of Newbee walking into the pit and actually taking a fight, they feel so small, because if they blow that fight, they have no Ravage, they're going to have no Requiem most likely, and CDEC go down mid with an Aegis and a DD rune to try and just take a full lane of Rex.
They do have another smoke, which they are going to pop now on the Newbee side.
They want to fight before anybody congregates in the Roche pit.
Probably worried about Roche going down now. The problem is, like,
this is so risky.
You have to just camp the Roshan pick, because TA can just solo it. So even if when you see 3 or 4 heroes on the map, you never know. Roche could just be going on while that's happening.
Looks like they should get XC here, though. The Shadowblade not going to be enough to get dust on him. And now they go. He can snowball and stall this one a little bit. Maybe directly forward. Then the blink out. Don't tell me he escapes from this. You got to shut him down, Newbee. 5-hero smoke rotation out.
Easy.
Played again. This is just painful to watch.
Got a... What, they have Weave? Did they use the Weave, or was Dazzle maybe not there?
No, they had all 5 there.
Yeah, they need to use the Weave or save the Plasma Field or something, but... Just, I mean, great play from XC. That's the beauty of the Tusk Blink Dagger. It's such a problematic item to have to deal with.
Defensively, offensively.
Tier 1 tower backdoor. There's like a creep wave pounding on their tier 3s and they're just trying to backdoor this bottom lane.
And that won't be allowed either. As Moo gets trapped towards the corner, he's got the BKB. No TP scroll for Moo. This is going to force Newbee to engage here. Quickly, the tombstone drop down. Oh, almost dead already. Healed up by the Dazzle. Pumps the mech. BKB still in line. Aggressive has the ultimate. He's going to kill him while BKB'd. Moo is executed in front of his team. They're helpless. The guillotine ends it. There's the Ravage, though. Good turn here by Newbee. But is it enough? Probably not, considering Cheeky hasn't even showed up yet. He comes in and we'll TP out. Run, boys, run! They get 2 out. But they will lose 3 for 1, and they blew everything. The Ravage, the Requiem. Well, actually, they didn't get the Requiem off. The Fiend's Grip and the Roaches respawn. CDEC will take it. They didn't even have the TA for most of the fight. Never even used the BKB. They didn't get the tower either, gods.
Yeah, it's getting somewhat desperate here for Newbee, and they're going to be fighting into this Aegis here, and that's where they just got to buy out any item they can. Looks like, yeah, Shiver's Guard going to be coming up for Rabbit. He's 400 gold short, though. He will have it probably for the high ground defense here, but Ravage still on cooldown. That's 100 seconds where if CDEC want to rush things, they can go for that high ground push now before Ravage comes back up.
There might be a Shadow Demon on cooldown at this rate. Dazzle on the run. Or, not Shadow Demon, Shadow Priest, rather. They do TP. Sang-Shang going to die anyway. There is a sleep, rather, under the tower. Trap coming through. XZ looking to go here. He's going to have the combo soon, and they can tower dive this with a BKB. Cheeky, not quite invincible, but the snowball's going to help him out a lot. He may have overextended. He doesn't fully have the backup that he's looking for. They're going to heal him now. They drop the tombstone, and what looked like maybe a Newbee turnaround, they have to back off, at least let the TA survive. They do bring down the tombstone, though. Little bit over-ambitious by Cheeky. XZ hunting. Nothing going to connect there. At a fish. But that is going to neuter the push a little. With no BKB, the high ground dream might be dead.
Yeah, the Tide Ravage, 45 seconds away, getting closer and closer, but probably looking to, yeah, they're going to look to chip and poke away at this mid-tier 3 tower. We'll see if they look to commit during this small duration before Ravage comes back up.
There's the weave. Will discourage CDEC a little bit. They slow down XZ with the Shivas. I think they should have the Ravage up, gods. Still a glyph.
They're buying time well enough here. Unfortunately, nice plays from Cheeky where he gets static linked. He's just blinking back, not allowing Rabbit to steal too much damage from him, but they seem to keen on just sticking around this time, at least for now.
And right as you say that, the caster's curse kicks in and they run away.
Yeah,
but they are going to stay in an offensive posture here.
I farm out the enemy ancients as per usual, farm the enemy jungle. It's where a Newbee actually getting anything on the map apart from whatever creep waves arrive at their tier 3 towers, and it's really nothing.
I mean, is this really happening again? Another double damage rune.
There's been a lot of DD runes this game.
I'm starting to suspect Mr. Shiki here. Somebody called Gabe. We need a full investigation.
It's gone to the Witch Doctor, though, so...
He's actually... That's the second time Q has stolen his double damage rune.
Surprised Shiki didn't keep the bottle and drop the Aquila, but... I guess the bottle went to a different hero who could potentially make use if you get like an Invis rune on a Witch Doctor or something.
I agree. I think generally you do keep the bottle there, but... Well, with somebody else holding it, it's not totally wasted.
They'll make another move towards the mid lane. Still a couple minutes left on the Aegis, and everything online as far as spells go for both teams, really.
It is a little tricky to go high ground against Newbee, as ungodly far behind as they are. It is a strong high ground defense lineup. If the weave kicks in, they get the long duration static link off on the TA, and Moo doesn't die off the bat. Well, that's a way to start it. They may just be able to hold this and drag this one out a bit longer. I mean, at this point, Newbee, they just can't afford to be losing when they have yet to grab a full win in Group B. Yeah,
the Daedalus is going to be a really nice pickup as far as ending the game, just because it allows you to go for those blink melt strikes, and if you insta-crit someone, you one-shot them, suddenly the push gets a whole lot easier because it's 5v4. So you need that insta-give potential to really become a big threat for the push to work. With the BKB, the more defensive option from Shiki, it's surprising. As much as normally you think, okay, you go BKB to help you push, the way Newbee are defending the high ground, just kind of passively kiting them around, you really need that burst potential.
Oh, I'm sorry, Moo. Did you think there would be ancients here for you to farm? Nuh-uh. No siree. There's the shards. They're going to engage on this, perhaps. Moo is BKB. They want to force this thing out if possible. Sigil flies high. Quad bolt over the top. Aggressive going in. The BKB's thrown out. And now Banana. Trap will slow him even further. Decay spammed as well. They haven't even deployed the Tombstone yet. They find Banana. Now the Tombstone thrown out. That's not the right position for it. Well, that'll be dealt with rather quickly. CDEC, they get one, but it's a BKB charge, it's a 5-hero commitment. Even the double damage Witch Doctor getting in on the action there. And it doesn't lead to an objective.
Not a huge win for them, but at the same time, Newbee's not really getting too much done themselves, so it's...
I just feel bad for this poor Bane of Banana right now.
Yeah, it's been a rough game for supports in general on the Newbee side. 0-6-1 on Sancheng, 1-8-1 on the Banana Bane. Like the Aegis will time out though, so a successful defense in some ways for Newbee. They don't lose their tier 3 tower.
It reminds me of that game that you pointed out from IG. I think it was on day 1 where they just sat in the base though. Like
yeah, against Fnatic.
At some point, you have to get out on the map, even if it's risky. You need to take risks. Try to find some farm. We've seen it from Eternal Envy multiple times this event. Even Artesia in their loss earlier today to LGD. They got active. Well, as soon as Newbee tried to get active, though, this is what happens. They jump in with Shiki. He looks to go onto the Tidehunter, drives him back immediately. Queen of Pain ult doesn't connect on him, but it still brings down the Bane. As Sancheng tries to hold the line, they never finish off the tomb. Rabbit's got to go back for it. He does clean it up, but Moo is being auto-attacked down by a freaking Queen of Pain. XC, the one to get the last hit. And everybody just on the run. Shiki, one more shot. June, like, disjoints it. Well played, sir. But not well played enough to save Ravage.
Oh, he's going to die.
And he does die. He might even want to buy back here. There's a Ravage, actually. I don't know if you buy back.
The Razor buying back will probably force CDEC to reconsider this push. And
no Requiem. Shadow Fiend BKB also on cooldown, so I don't know if they can really go offensive here.
I think this is time to retreat. You're going to have a Roshan respawn in 2 to 5 minutes.
And then you go, because at that point your TA has the Hyperstone. It looks like Assault Cuirass will be the choice. That gets to a point of ridiculous minus armor where buildings will melt. That's minus 12 on a building that is 22 armor. Everyone's
just filthy rich. Like the Queen of Pain, Queen of Pain's actually topping the net worth. Is the crazy thing this game still.
Feels like he's mostly been farming aggressive, but I mean, that's all you need to do right now. Just keep the lanes pushed down and wait for the next stages.
He's had absurd farm since the game slowed down. It was funny. It's just like the way he played the first 10-15 minutes where he was TPing bottom at level 5. You wouldn't expect him to have this kind of items, but once the game hit that kind of slow point, he really just power farmed his way to a lot of items, and these items just have come from nowhere. Shiva's Guard about to be completed as his 4th big item. This is a scary Queen of Pain.
That's putting it mildly. Even Witch Doctor's got himself a Solar Crest now. And you look at Newbee, and it's really all physical damage at this point. With the BKBs on the cores, you can't count on the Requiem damage or the Ravage. So you're left with a Weave, a Static Link, and right clicks from the minus armor of a Shadow Fiend's presence. The evasion negates pretty much all of that. XC prepping up for a kill, and he doesn't want Rabbit. He really likes Sancheng. Maybe he's going to cancel the TP. Oh, he's a jerk. Gotta walk home.
I thought he might just run past and try solo kill Sancheng, which he probably could have done. Is the sad thing for Sancheng.
I was expecting the same.
But yeah, just mess with that kind of split push a little bit and playing with Newbee's head at this point.
Get ready to boil that Rabbit. Newbee got their Ancients for the first time in 20 minutes. I don't know if you caught that. That was something.
That's a big proud moment for them, perhaps, this game. They haven't had much go their way.
Blow the celebration horn.
They're already ringing home and letting their parents know. Mom, Dad, I finally found the Ancients.
Aren't you proud of me? No, son, you suck at Dota. Hopefully their parents don't say it.
One TI championship's not enough. That boy S4 was talking about it in his interview how he's going to win 2.
These parents are tough, you know? They believe in their kids, but some of these Dota parents, they expect success. No, I've been really touched by most of the videos Valve has put together so far. Really gives you some nice insight on players behind the names. So here comes the smoke. A long,
you want it
risky
active.
gambit.
This is good. This is the kind of...
They have to.
Yeah.
I mean, they really do have to just get out of the base. If you wait until CDEC comes, then CDEC knows where you're going to be. It's never going to work. Sheik even blinks in, but he's so tanky. If he BKBs, I don't know if they can bring him down. He's almost already killed off Moo. Grave comes out super early into the fight. The tombstone drops to the backside. It's going to prevent a retreat. Moo frantically trying to reactivate the quad bolt, cleans up 3, and now Rabbit on the run. No escape. GG. Newbee never had a chance and never had a lead. They end this game down 30,000 gold, 35,000 experience. CDEC just made the TI4 champions look like noobs.
They pummeled them. This was so decisive. And so much of it was just incredible play from CDEC. By no means did Newbee look like weak or there was no real individual misplays at any real points. They kind of got outlaned and outmaneuvered in various places, and I think even the drafts just favored CDEC a lot for the most part in the 2 games where they just had a clear strategy in mind, where Newbee were